All right. That was a fun game. The Phoenix Suns come out on top of the Utah Jazz, but it was a Jazz team without their starters. But a lot of these guys either should be starting for the Jazz. Let's get my shirt right. It's too high. A lot of these guys should be playing more minutes for the Jazz. I think after two games like this one against the Suns where the Jazz had their bench players playing, and then the one against the Toronto Raptors, it's very clear certain players should not be playing for the Jazz, and certain players on the Jazz bench should be playing more. If that makes sense. Did my words come out right? Anyways, let's talk about the Suns first. Before we go, if you're new here, like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel, and if you could all just like and subscribe it and tell all your family about it, that would be really great. I would appreciate it. It would be great. Anyways, guys, let's talk about the Suns first, and let's just get into this. This was a blast, by the way. These games are so much fun where you get to actually see the Jazz players, young players, play. It's a blast. For me, it's just fun to watch. We never get to watch Jared Butler. He never sees the light of day. You know, he never gets to play. Can you tell? I worked out on the elliptical watching this game, and I was all sweaty, so I put the shirt on. I should have adjusted it. I should have adjusted it before the thing. I got to get my brassiere right, my man's ear. All right, so the Phoenix Suns were missing DeAndre Ayton, and he really is a big-time player for them. This Phoenix Suns team is really a complete team, and they have the best record in the NBA for a reason, because they just do everything really well. They've got Chris Paul, the point guard, one of the greatest point guards that's ever played the game. Absolutely fantastic. Tonight he played 40 minutes to beat this Jazz reserve team. And he goes 58% from the field, 57% from three. Those numbers are just bonkers. The fact he's doing this stuff at this age is just unbelievable. 9 rebounds, 14 assists. He was 1 rebound short of a triple-double, a 27-point triple-double. He did have 7 turnovers, which is interesting. We saw on social media all over the place how he had that one game. I can't remember if it was last game or the game before with 0 turnovers. Tonight, he had a bunch, and we have a lot to say about Trent Forrest tonight. Devin Booker, he's had a rough few games. Tonight, you know, at the first quarter, he exploded. He had like 17 points, and then for the rest of the game, it was just fell right off. Tonight he goes 40% from the field, 23% from three. You know, my internet, let's see. I actually want to look at where he's at, because at one point this season, he was shooting like 40% from three. I think that's tapered off a little bit, but let's just see. Maybe he'll prove me wrong right in this moment. 3-point percentage, it looks like it's up there. So 38% with Booker with his usage, that's great. It has dipped just a tiny bit, but if you're 38% from three and you are taking the brunt of that offensive load that he does, you'll take that. So great stuff for Devin Booker. You just got to give him a lot of props. But tonight, and if you guys want to get really into the nerdy stuff, go to Cleaning the Glass and subscribe and get their daily emails. You'll see the numbers have not been super great lately, but you know what? 33 points for Booker. He had that big time first quarter, but they just tapered off. You would expect this to be a little bit better, and he's just never going to be the most elite 3-point shooter. We'll see if this 3-point percentage stays, but it's been really good this year. But you'll see, I guess he did have this 2007-18 year, but for the most part, he's in this low to mid 3-point percentage range, you know? So it'll be interesting. Maybe he can consistently get that up, and that takes him to another level offensively, which he's already at. He's already incredible offensively. Cameron Johnson, by the way, look at this. 20 points, 5 for 8 from 3. I loved this guy in the draft. He got a bad rap because of some injury stuff, and I was just like, this guy's like 6'8" and the best shooter in that draft. It's not surprising, and he played hard in college. It's not surprising he's turned into just a really nice player. And you can just see it right there offensively. He's just fantastic. Robert Hall, Butler, Pascal, House need more time. $2. Thank you, Robert. I really appreciate it. And I agree. They need more time. We're going to get to that. I just wanted to give props to this team. But like I said, they're just an overall team. You have Chris Paul leading the attack. You have Devin Booker as that lead scorer. You've got shooters around them. When Ayton's in the game, he's a fantastic defensive center who can give you buckets on the other end. Great hands, does a lot of nice things. And Mikal Bridges is a defensive player of the year candidate. He's not going to win it, but he's a first-team all-defense level guy. who hits a high percentage from three. He struggled offensively tonight, but he did have 5 assists. And so when you've got a guy that moves the ball like that, that's fantastic. You want to know what makes Chris Paul amazing, by the way, is this right here. Bismack Biyombo going 7 for 10 from the field. Chris Paul making Bismack Biyombo look this good. 16 points. You can't see it because it's behind me, but 16 points, 13 rebounds. Unbelievable. You know what? We talked about how we could fix this. Maybe I can just push this up. So when I'm talking about a guy, I'm right. There's the solution. There's the solution. Anyways, the Phoenix Suns, they beat the Jazz, and you got to give them credit because the Jazz came out and played incredibly hard, and it's probably very hard to scout out this Jazz team. But anyways, oh, sorry guys, it happens every night now. I don't know why. It's a yondemic. It's a yondemic in the pandemic. All right, like Robert Hall of Fame said, there's some guys that just need more minutes. I can't tell you how impressed I was with Danuel House tonight. You know, he hit that three-pointer. He used to be a better three-point shooter when he was on Houston, and some things happen with that three-point shot where it's not, like, falling very much, but it doesn't really matter. He had such impressive defense tonight. I was so happy watching him defend. I mean, a lot of what we saw here with Devin Booker, this right here and this right here is Danuel House. And you know what? After tonight, I think do the Jazz really need to make a trade? Like, is that really something they need to do when you've got a 6'6", 6'7" guy right here who plays elite defense and scores and plays hard in Danuel House? Isn't this kind of the guy you're looking for on the market? And you need a guard that can guard the perimeter and defend and do some nice things. I think you have it right here in Trent Forest, right? They need more money. Well, they're earning more money. They need more minutes. And they need more money because the Jazz need to sign these guys. You know, that's what good teams do. You find guys that fill the roles that you need and you sign them. You know? I can't, like, Danuel House tonight was 4 for 9 from the field. I loved how he drove to the rim. He was moving the ball. Look at this. 4 assists for House. He is such a better player than I realized. And he does so many nice things. It's no wonder that Houston Rockets defense was showing up so big when he was on that team. He was a big part of that. 2 steals, 4 assists, 2 blocks. He had that awesome block on Devin Booker. Let's watch it if I can stay awake. Gosh dang it, I hate it that happens. But right here, look at this. You want to know why Danuel House is going to earn more minutes? Boom! Transition block here. Booker makes the shot there. Good for him. And then, here we go right here to the bucket. Boom. Boom. And the look. I love it. So Danuel House is bringing just athleticism, defense. He plays hard. He's doing incredible. Dre, welcome to Rookie. Welcome, Dre, to the channel. We got a new rookie on our hands. Welcome to Dre. Everyone in chat, welcome Dre. He is a rookie like Jared Butler, and he deserves more minutes. Welcome to the channel, Dre. Welcome, Dre. I appreciate it. Thank you, my sir. Thank you, my friend. Anyways, I just can't get over how good Danuel House is. And I think after tonight, he has just proven that he definitely deserves more time. And none of this stuff where we give like a sprinkle, a little minute here, a few minutes there, like 2 minutes here. And that's how we appease the front office and Danny Ainge and all these guys because they're asking for these guys to play. Danuel House deserves real minutes. And there are certain guys on this team that do not. One of them is Joe Ingles. If you're going to come out there and do this like Danuel House does, then you need to get him on the floor. And I'll be honest, like, the way Royce has struggled this season in terms of just like defense, if you can put him on the floor at times with those starters and just have a defense out there that's just, I mean, it's exciting to think about guys like this playing around Rudy Gobert. It just is. Rudy Gay, Danuel House, Trent Forrest, they have 3+ defenders on the floor. And Hassan Whiteside, if he actually tried tonight, it's no wonder that the defense was good. Like, it's no wonder. Eric Paschall had a nice night. Look at this. +1 and a Jazz lost by like 10. No wonder, because he's playing defense and playing with energy. It's amazing what happens when you have guys go out there and play their butts off. You know, it's exciting and it's fun to watch, and it's like amazing to see this team go out there and play at that high level. And I think part of it is because they're playing their hearts out, because this is their chance to show what they can do. But that's the type of play you're going to see in the playoffs, and I think these guys showed that they can absolutely hold their own. So Danuel House plays 42 minutes of just incredible play. I can't tell you enough how much I love Danuel House on this team, and I think he deserves a contract, and I hope they sign him for a couple years, 2 years, like a 1 year with a team option on the second year, something like that, and bring this guy on for $3-4 million a year. Why not? This is the type of guy you want, and he's proving it. And if he can get that shot to get back to like that 36% range, then you're good. You are good. The other guy we've got to just give huge credit to was Trent Forrest. Trent Forrest was fantastic tonight. His defense on Chris Paul was unbelievable. I know it says only 1 steal, but the things he was doing was fantastic. You've got to give this guy the minutes that you're. I mean, here's the thing. Here's what we learned tonight. The Jazz have to clear room for these guys to play. They just do. Because at this point, it is very clear that certain players are not contributing to the Jazz in a winning way. If Trent Forrest can come out here and go 8 for 12 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and I know this isn't going to stay there, but he can get 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and play elite level defense, I want that guy playing 10 to 15 minutes a night backing up. I don't want to see any more Ingles blow-bys. I can't do it anymore, guys. I can't watch Joe Ingles watch people drive to the rim anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it. Maybe you guys can. I can't handle it. As someone, like everyone here who watches this channel, all of you guys are the hardcore fans. You guys are, especially the members of this channel, you guys really are like the fans, the absolute awesome, the best fans there are. You guys are like me, watching every night. We live and die by this. I can't handle any more of people blowing by Joe Ingles anymore. I can't handle it. I can't do it. Robert Hall, $4.99. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That was my main takeaway. Our D looked totally solid. Solid. Main reason we stayed as long as we did in the game, and it's not an anomaly. Toronto, yes, we have 2 games of it now. 2 games sample size. Don't tell me it's a fluke, because it's not. And I know Danuel House can't give this type of effort every single game, every single night, but can you play him 20 minutes a night off the bench, or even play him as a starter? If he starts hitting that 3, my goodness, he looked good. Gabriel Bodley, we got another rookie. Gabriel, welcome to the channel. We got a rookie like Jared Butler, who actually gets minutes, like Desmond Bane. On the Memphis Grizzlies, he gets actual minutes. If Desmond Bane was on the Jazz last year, he wouldn't have got minutes. But on the Hoops Nerd channel, we play our rookies. We give our rookies run. Welcome to the channel, Gabriel. Everyone, welcome Gabriel to the channel. Welcome. Welcome. Anyways, what I want to see is less of Joe Ingles. I want to see less of Jordan Clarkson, even though Jordan Clarkson hit those huge threes at the end of the game. He ended up being 4 for 11. It's crazy to think, had he not hit those threes at the end of the game, it would have been a 1 for 8 night. That's what's crazy. And the 9 for 20, that just is difficult. But I guess we're not going to rag on Clarkson too much tonight. He did have the 5 assists. The 4 turnovers is rough. 22 points. I think you just kind of know what Clarkson is. You know what? I would like to give Jared Butler Jordan Clarkson's minutes. Because guess what? You're going to have a huge upgrade defensively. He's going to handle the ball, and he's going to find other guys that can get shots, and he's going to be trying to score against bench units. And he can do that. We saw that tonight. He could do it against the Phoenix Suns starters. And you're not really looking at Trent Forrest to be just like this high-level scorer, but you're someone that's going to help find other players for nice minutes. And then guess what? I want to see Danuel House get the minutes from, let's see, who was it? From Joe Ingles and Jordan Clarkson. Those are the minutes I want to give. And so that's what I want to see. And right there, did you just upgrade your team like you're looking for at trade deadline? We've talked about trade deadline so much tonight. And the players might be on our team. And I've talked about this before. This Jazz team probably doesn't want to invest too much draft capital anymore into this unit because I just don't know if it's worth it. But guess what? If you put Danuel House on the floor and he's playing defense, and you have Trent Forrest on the floor and he's playing high-level defense, and you can have actual defensive lineups where you have like Trent Forest, Danuel House, Rudy Gay, Rudy Gobert, and Donovan Mitchell, and something like that, and that's like a closing lineup when you're ahead, do it. Do it. And win the game. Stop giving up leads. Stop giving up leads. Right? Gabriel Bodley, honestly, at this point, I think the Jazz need to make a trade so Quinn will stop play the guys already on the team. Yes, I agree. All right, here's what I want to propose. What type of fast food sandwich would we trade Joe Ingles for? I'm thinking that we could get a really nice sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle from McDonald's for Joe Ingles. I think that's something we could get. Maybe we're just going to get the sausage McGriddle, the one where it's just the pancake on top and bottom with the nice crispy, the nice crispy, you know what it's called? Maple syrup around that nice salty sausage with the sweet syrup. Oh, I would give Ingles for a McGriddle right now. And I bet we could even get the sausage, egg, and cheese. I'm not going to lie. I think we could get there. I think we could ask for that. You know, they're going to offer the sausage McGriddle, but I think we can get to a sausage, egg, and cheese. That's what I'm thinking. Here's the rumor. That's right. I saw that rumor, Dre. Robert Hall. Here's the rumor. This is coming from me. Sources tell me we could get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle for Joe Ingles. Now, what could we get for Jordan Clarkson? What could we get for Jordan Clarkson? Could we get a Big Mac? Could we get a nice, tasty Big Mac? Fresh, well put together. You know, the kind that's not like mushed in. McDonald's, this is a McDonald's night, guys. I'm a little hungry. And we got the brozier right here that needs some support, all right? We can go out and get a Big Mac. I think we could get a Big Mac for Jordan Clarkson. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think we could get. Now, here's the thing. You may be able to ask for the fries and a drink, right? You could probably get a fries and a drink for Jordan Clarkson. I think you could do that. And then you've got the whole value meal. You've got the fries. You've got the drink. You've got the Big Mac. You know what? Go crazy and just ask him for the toy. Tell him, hey, you're getting this guy. He was a sixth man of the year. I want the toy. And I want the boy toy. All right? I want the boy one. I want the boy one. Whatever it is. And that is a completed trade. That can happen. And then guess what happens? All right, we went way too long on that. Then we can get more minutes for Trent Forest and Danuel House. Right? Right? That's what we could do. And guess what? You will improve. You will be a better team. It is amazing what we've seen in these games, how the defense helps you win. Kenny's eating McDonald's right now. Give me a fry. I want a fry. But it's amazing what happens when your team plays defense, right? Right? Dre, Marcus Smart has been on the radar too. You know what? I love Marcus Smart, and I think that type of like mentality on this team would be fantastic. And we know what that guy's going to do. And that's why you love Marcus Smart, is I want guys like that. I want guys that were going to freaking kill themselves to win basketball games like the Jazz played tonight. That's why I love Marcus Smart. And he brings size. He can guard everyone, and he just plays up. I want guys that just blow stuff up. Blow everything up. Blow up actions. Blow up in people's faces. Make Chris Paul blow up in your face and get a technical. That's why I love him. And I want guys like that. I want guys like that on my team. All right? That's what I want. And so a guy like that. But guess what? I don't want to give up too much capital. I don't want to give up too much picks because I just don't know if this team is it, guys. I just don't. And the way the coach doesn't... Here's my problem too, is that there is no consequence for the starters and rotation players on this team. I mean, even Hassan Whiteside tonight, he can just like do whatever he wants out there. He can just like, there were times where he was literally throwing fits because he wasn't getting the ball when he wanted it, and so he wouldn't even like go make set picks for these guys. And you've got someone like Jared Butler who's trying to learn, and Hassan Whiteside won't even go set a pick for him. It drives you crazy. It drives you crazy. But despite that, by the way, we've gone this long without talking about Jared Butler. Shout out to all the Jared Butler haters out there, but they once again were proven wrong. Ooh. Jared Butler goes 5 for 9 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3. Let's move it up so you can see it. He goes, let's see, 13 points, 4 assists, 4 steals for Jared Butler. 4 steals. And by the way, these 4 steals right here, that's the indicator. This is if you want the stat that will tell you whether a guy can make it in the league, it's this right here. That's what a lot of draft guys look for, is steals do translate to success in the NBA because it shows that you have the athleticism to do things on the floor. It's why the Jazz have certain guys not getting any steals at all because they're like old and slow. And then he has the 2 assists. But I just am so excited about this Jared Butler pick. I think he is the guy for the future. I think one thing that we did learn is that he just needs to learn. He looked like a rookie out there at times where he makes a mistake here, throws the ball away here, things like that. He missed there was one guy that backdoor cut him and he missed it. That's a rookie thing, and he needs to learn how to stop that stuff. And you're not going to stop everything. Even the best players get backdoor cut. Hello, basically the entire Jazz starting unit by outside of Rudy Gobert. But he will learn some of these things, and all I've seen from Jared Butler is promising things. I mean, you can't 3 for 4 from 3, and they were like step backs. This guy has the game. He just has it, and he should play more. Trent Forrest absolutely should be playing more. And, I've been up and down, and I have here and there been frustrated with some of his play, and, but I think he's like the last 3-4 games, it's clicked. I mean, he has just been fantastic. The defense has been good. He looks comfortable. And he's making nice plays. And this guy is earning himself a contract. Jared Butler, it sucks that they didn't draft him in the first round because now he's only 2 years on that first rookie contract. And they need to develop him to make sure they get all they can. Butler also missed that transition lob. Yes, he did. That just takes time, but he'll figure it out. But all we saw tonight, like we can just focus on the good because honestly, this was a wash. The Jazz had no acceptable, they had no right to be in this game at all. And they nearly won the game. If it wasn't for Chris Paul saving Devin Booker once again, then the Jazz would have won this game. If Hassan Whiteside would have actually tried for most of the game, this is a different outcome. I have to say, Rudy Gay was really solid tonight. He's a big reason they were in this game. 13 points, 5 rebounds. The defense is just there. He's just solid. One thing he does is he just shores things up. He's just really good. And so it's not a surprise this team did well. I loved that 3 from Hughes. By the way, 2 for 4 from 3 for Hughes. Let's go look at this. I might tweet this. This is one of those things you find and you're like, oh, that's a tweet. But let's look up Elijah Hughes right there. And we're in this season. Okay, so in that game against Toronto, his last game, he went 7 for 12 from 3. Tonight, he went 2 for 4. So that means in his last 2 games, Elijah Hughes, and these are far apart, by the way, including COVID in between. So that means he went 9 for... He's gone 9 for 16. What is that? Let's do math. What's 9 divided by 16? He's shooting 56% from 3 in his last 2 games. It's just really good. And I'm going to give him credit for that because he is doing this with COVID getting in the way, and so when people tell me, oh, Hassan Whiteside conditioning, blah, 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 guess what? Elijah Hughes doesn't get any excuses. He doesn't get to play. And if he gets COVID, he's not asked to oh, you better you can't, if you're Elijah Hughes, you can't afford to be out of shape. You have to be in the best shape. And guess what? All he did was go 2 for 4. He scored 6 points. He only played 14 minutes tonight, which is interesting, but in those 14 minutes, he was pretty solid. 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. You'll take it. Elijah Hughes deserves more minutes. Why didn't he get more minutes? Honestly, I don't know. But anyways, this was a really fun game. I think that's about every. Oh, and Eric, I think we talked about Pascal, but his just defense on the floor is fantastic, and his rebounding and energy, they just changed the game. You know, these guys are proving to me, and Danuel House and Rudy Gay and all these guys, the Jazz need to start thinking about how they do things as a team. Are we a team that just does the same thing every single year like they've done for 3 years? Just the same thing, same players, expect a different result? Or are they a team that like looks for advantages at every point? Can we get Danuel House and then get him minutes? And can we use his cheaper contract so that we can bring in other guys? The Jazz are like so bloated contract-wise right now. And the last 3 years, they have just done the same thing every year and just sign everyone and re-sign everyone and just do the same thing, that their contract situation is so overly bloated. You know, it really is. It's just overly bloated. And the way you fix that bloat of contracts is you trade guys so you can make room for guys like Danuel House. And you play guys like Trent Forrest. And guess what? You play Jared Butler. Instead, the Jazz just hold on and re-sign Jordan Clarkson to a big contract. He makes like $14 million a year. When someone like Trent Forrest is on a 2-way contract for like $1 million, and you're probably better if he's taking those minutes. You know? Especially if you spread the floor with guys like Hughes and House and guys like that. You know? There's just got to be they've got to be a little more efficient. This type of thing has got to improve. And this is what I would do if I was the Utah Jazz. Is you just got to every year be willing to make the moves. Eric Paschall is a complete 100% success. Absolute insane success for Paschall. They got him for literally nothing because the second round pick that they gave to the Warriors for Paschall is likely not even going to convey. So they probably didn't even give anything for that. And so that is just an completely unbelievable success, right? He should be playing more every night. Rudy Gay, solid addition. Really solid. That was nice. And it's not a huge contract. Hassan Whiteside's making $1 million a year. So we can complain all we want about Hassan Whiteside, but it's like $1 million a year. So who cares? It doesn't matter. If you drop him and pick up another backup center, it doesn't matter. You know? The Jazz have done such a poor job contractually with some of these guys. It's got to be better. And guess what? I love Royce O'Neal a lot. I think Royce is fantastic. But even Royce's contract, when you compare it to Danuel House, if you are trying to get under that tax threshold, you've got to make some tough decisions. I'm not saying trade all of the guys, but I'm just saying this offseason, the Jazz need to think about what they're doing. And you've got to make sure that you're under that tax threshold and you are constantly looking to improve. It's, for me personally, I cannot stand the stagnation. For me, it's just like, it's really hard to watch other teams make little moves here and there, little additions, trade this guy, make this guy, bring on these players, play your rookies, see who's good, give them minutes, let them develop, and watch those teams kind of find these guys, and then watch the Jazz do literally the same thing for 3 years. You know, the big difference this year was Hassan Whiteside for Derek Favors, who was wildly overpaid, and I love Derek Favors, but he should never have gotten that contract for that big. It was crazy town. And then, you know, getting Hassan Whiteside, who has it really been that different than Derek Favors? No. And it's been like $9 million cheaper. And then to just see them just re-sign all these guys to the same contract every year. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy. It should not be like this. It should be better. And I think Danny Ainge is going to make it better. We're already seeing rumors. And honestly, I don't know if it's even the front office's fault. The Jazz apparently gave Quinn Snyder all the power in the world to make personnel decisions. We saw the thing, and we talked about this last time. Quinn Snyder blocked a trade that would have been for, I believe it was Kyle Kuzma, if the reports are correct. And Kyle Kuzma's having a career year with Washington. He looks like the best player on that team, and I said it. Bradley Beal doesn't look as good as Kyle Kuzma right now. Go look at the Basketball Reference. It's insane. He's playing out of his mind. And we blocked that trade so Joe Ingles could fart around on the court every single night. It drives me crazy. And I love Joe. Sentimental. You know? I really love the personality. I love what he's meant to this team and for this city and for all those Jazz runs where they won playoff games with Joe. He's been a big part of it. But there comes a point where it just gets frustrating where the last year is just 1 year too much. And you've got to be willing to make the right move. And that was the quote that I thought was the most interesting about the Danny Ainge hire is if you went and read like the SL Trib and all these other articles and his comments during that press conference, one of the lines he said that I thought was really interesting is that he's going to help them make the tough move. And it's hard. When you're an owner of the team like Ryan Smith, it's hard not to feel connected to these guys. If you're the coach, you feel this emotional connection. Quinn apparently uses that in his lineup decisions, which drives me crazy. But you've got to improve this team. Joe Ingles is making like $14 million a year, guys. $14 million a year to like Joe Ingles. Like 12 to 14, I can't remember exactly for Jordan Clarkson. You're paying like 8 to 10 for Royce O'Neal. And I love Royce O'Neal, and I actually feel like that's a good contract. But when you're paying $14 million to Joe Ingles, my gosh. And the Jazz could have gotten a guy for that. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy to me. It's just crazy. Cook it up, ZZ. I take back everything I said about Forrest. $7.99. Thank you very much, Cook it up. And I don't know if those are Australian dollars, but we accept that currency here or wherever they're from. I take back everything I said about Forrest. Butler should have been getting more minutes. So should Hughes. I'm not worried about the Jazz. We fine. They might be. My only issue is they've got to play the guys that help you win the most, you know? You've got to play the guys that help you win. And we don't do that every night. You know, do what Vogel said. Vogel played the guys he thought would help you win. Quinn Snyder needs to take a page out of that book. Play these guys more. My gosh. If Joe Ingles is not going to defend, why is he on the floor? The Jazz are not winning enough games or winning in a way against good teams that makes me think that it's worth it what the Jazz are doing. It drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. This game, you know, it's 2 games in a row we've seen this stuff, and it's against, you know, a good Toronto Raptors team and the best team record-wise in the league in the Phoenix Suns. And the Jazz went toe-to-toe with these guys. You can't tell me that doesn't matter. It does. And they were trying. Booker was going hard. Booker was trying to get his 70 points in a 20-point loss tonight. He was like 35 shots. That guy wanted to score, and the Jazz stopped it. Absolutely fantastic. So, anyways, thank you again, Cook It Up, ZZ. I really appreciate it. And all the guys in there. Anyways, all right, let's see here, guys. Let's give a shout-out to our All-Stars. Fun show tonight. Thank you for everyone who joined. It's amazing the channel and how people come and watch, and it's a Jazz loss. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Every single one of you. It's really incredible. All right, let's give it a shout out to our All-Stars. We got 2 rookies today. Draft capital for the Hoops Nerd channel. All right, let's give a shout out to Tyson Price. The Price is Right. Baby Elliott Matson, Zintas, X marks the spot, Jordan the GOAT best roll, Ryan Berry the legend, Joshua Hansen the Danish destroyer, and one Anton Warren, Ezekiel Rice-Sebe, the man from down under, JT Buckets Wardell, Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire, Eric C. the C stays for champion, Donald Schooley, schooling all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de abajo, Lee Christensen driving the lane, Patrick Kubo the connoisseur, and Robert Hall of Fame. We missed you last game, Robert. I think you were doing something else. But that's okay. All right, guys, this has been fun. Like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And if you're new here, join the channel and support. It would be great. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps, and it keeps the channel growing. It's been a rough, we're not going to get personal tonight, but it's been a rough month for me with a bunch of different things. And it doesn't look like, I'm not even going to get into it. But I have multiple things going on. Not personally, but with some family members, with a niece. Something really rough is going on. And I just appreciate this channel. I appreciate you guys. It is a way for me to get like outside of some of these things. I appreciate it. And you guys are amazing. And I appreciate everyone here. You are awesome. It is fantastic. And anyways, I just want to give a shout out to all of you guys because you're what make me do this show every day. I love it. And things look like they're calming down a tiny bit. and we will be able to start doing more NBA channels, NBA videos. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to my NBA channel. The link is below. Hoops Nerd NBA. Anyways, guys, like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is the Hoops Nerd Jazz channel. I will talk to you next time.